Chris, this reminds me of some of the match that Marshall Holman had with Martinez down in the Quaker State Open. Neither player wanted to go on the attack and take command, and it looks like Acosta with that move has taken command of this match. Let's see what kind of results he gets on the left-hand lane.
The double that he needed. The very upright, slender bowler.
Look at those eyes. He knows that's a good shot, and you know what? He really loves that reaction. He moved to the outside line. He's got the double, leads by 11.
Concentration.
You know what that was, Chris? He started a little too quickly, and remember, Marshall had a lot of wrist trouble a couple years back, and when he starts the ball a little too quickly, pressure hits on his wrist, and it just hurts.
And put plenty of concentration after the stop, but he left the 10-pin.
Right-hand lane just not finishing quite as much. Marshall was going at a 184 pace. Is really not bowled a poor game. He just made that one bad shot in the 6th frame.
There you have that one. Quickly turned and walked away. Spare in the 7th frame, and this is the championship head-to-head match. Holman, who defeated Anthony 224 to 159. Anthony had defeated Charlie Tapp 266 to 195. In our first match, Tapp eliminated Wayne Webb 234 to 188. No.
You could see the Holman adjustment on the left-hand lane. He moved his feet about 2 boards deeper to adjust for that 4-6-7 split. Sent it just too wide, left the 2-8, and we've seen a lot of trouble with this spare so far today, Chris.
Sleeper 8 as well, and a spare in the 8th frame. Now with a double working, shooting in the 8th frame, a non-winner, 28-year-old Mal Acosta. His hobbies: playing pool, racing motorcycles, and water skiing.
Acosta can increase his lead to 23 with another strike.
Remember, this 28-year-old professional, he's been one for 4 years, his best finish ever.
He has made one of the boldest moves I've seen in the telecast in years. It reminds me of Don Johnson, who used to try anything to go to the victory circle. Mal Acosta, never before bowled for a national title, has, after 5 frames, decided to move to an extreme outside line and has taken command in this match.
9th frame. Four-bagger here in the championship match, the tournament leader who came from 15th to the top spot. Holman with the foundation strike.
Holman with his back to the wall must strike. He cannot win the title if he doesn't throw a strike here in the 10th frame. If he strikes in the 10th and 11th, he can force Mal Acosta to mark. This is a must strike for Holman.
High hit, leaving the 3, 6, 7, 10.
And it's all over for Holman, and we are not going to have a 3-time winner so far on the PBA Tour. Anthony was defeated by Holman. Holman's going down to Acosta.
A 28-year-old that deserves a lot of credit, Bo. Gee, coming from way off the pace and just catching on fire, winning his last 7 matches to be top-seeded.
Tremendous. He defeated Marshall Holman in his final match, and once again today.
Now he has 5 in a row in this championship match. Next week, the PBA National Championship from the Imperial Lanes in Toledo, Ohio.
It'll be interesting to see why Mal Acosta, when we talked to him, Chris, made that move to the outside line. Naturally, he was in the match and not trailing by much in the 5th frame. It was a bold move.
205 through 9. And the Firestone Tournament of Champions. Looks like for the first time this 28-year-old will be in it, and Cliff McNeely, sitting on the bubble, will not.
Be interesting to see what kind of ride they have together at Toledo.
strikes and a big 235, and the first to congratulate him with a 170. The loser, Marshall Holman, 7,500 for Marshall, and 13 first time for Acosta. All right, let's salute the Cleveland Open champion. First win ever for Mal Acosta. Mal, this is a nice tribute for the slim, trim guys in America.
That's right. These people here are really, really good people. I'm just so exhausted right now. I don't know what to say.
Were you much in awe of bowling the great Marshall Holman?
Sure was. Marshall's, they don't come much tougher than Marshall. You have to bear down and throw excellent shots to beat that guy.
Now, you won 7 in a row yesterday, last night, to get to this point as a tournament leader. What do you attribute it to?
An open mind. I must have tried 7 or 8 different shots and finally decided, well, we'll just try around third arrow and see what happens. It got a different ball out, and all of a sudden, it just would strike.
I want you to have 13 big ones, 13,000. And Mal, you stay right here. Coming in is a good pal of mine, All-American, Notre Dame, Football Hall of Fame. And you know this man, he averaged 5.4 yards per carry. Every time he carried the ball, he was an All-American forever at Notre Dame. I'm speaking of one of the owners here, along with Jim Carney and others, Creighton Miller.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate the great job you've done on TV, too. And I'm delighted to present this trophy to you, Mal. First victory with our congratulations. You really have a great time to look forward to now that the ice is broken.
Thank you, man.
I'll shake hands with you, brother.
Okay. I'd just like to thank all the people here that have been real good to the guys all week. I'd like to thank Mr. John Grace for putting on such a great tournament, and looking forward to coming back here next year. Thank you.
All right. Creighton, good to have you here. And my colleague Nelson Burton is with Marshall Holman. Bo?
Thank you, Chris. Marshall, you had the match almost well in hand to the second frame, and in the third frame you left the swish in 7-10, and from that on it went downhill for you. What do you really feel was the big turning point in the match?
Well, if I carry the strike in the third, I've got, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 pin lead right off the bat, and that's going to be pretty tough to come back off of. When I left the swishing 7-10 and then I didn't start striking after that, Mal immediately went from third arrow, went out to like about 6 or 7 board, made a hell of an adjustment, and didn't take him long to get lined up. He struck all the way out.
Had you tried that outside line? We've seen it work a few times this year, and yet nobody played out there today, and Mal made it look so easy.
Well, I tried it in practice, but it didn't seem to work good for me. I felt I had a good shot around the third arrow, and the lanes tightened up a little bit. I slowed down against Earl and was able to bowl a pretty good game. And I think the swishing 7-10 is the, that's the shot of the tournament that, that made it an uphill battle for me.
Well, Marshall, you've won $60,000, better than $60,000, 8 weeks. Nobody's been that high this early in the season. And Chris, I'll tell you what, look out for Marshall Holman the rest of the year.
Isn't that the truth? Mal, you are 28 years old. You've been a PBA member for 4. You got sort of a late start on the tour.
Yeah, it cost a lot of money to come out here. Didn't have no money. Just was hoping to maybe find somebody that was interested in putting me out here. Nobody was really interested, but Mom and Dad, right on.
Ah, that's two best people you'll ever know. Now, you bumped your roommate, Cliff McNeely, out of the Firestone Tournament of Champions. How will you handle that?
Mac's real excellent. He's just been pulling for me all week. If it wasn't me, it'd probably be somebody else to knock him out, so it just matters to be me.
And now with the 13,000, you can buy another motorcycle.
Yeah, I could buy a few of them now.
Well, Mal, your plans, of course, are to go to Toledo for the PBA National Championship.
Sure is. I'm looking forward to bowling.
We enjoyed having you on our telecast today.
Thank you.
235 to Marshall Holman's 170. The Cleveland Open champion, his first win, 28-year-old Mal Acosta, a Californian. Nice going.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the winner of the Cleveland Open is Mal Acosta of Hayward, California, with a final score of 235 to Marshall Holman's 170. Today's program was produced by Peter Engelhardt, directed by John DeLissa. Our technical director, Bob Bernthal. Associate directors Kathy Cook and Bob Rosberg, Jr. Now this is Chris Schenkel, along with Nelson Burton Jr., saying so long from North Olmsted, Ohio. We invite you to stay tuned